Alright folks, welcome back. I'm Chelsey, and if you're just joining us, this is the first video you're watching in this playlist. Go back and start from the beginning and watch them in order. I'm assuming you know certain information by now, and it's going to make it a lot easier on yourself if you just take the time to go back and listen and take notes and find out what's going on. So if you've been here the whole time, which of course you have, you know that right now we're about to go into the transition from standing to the ground. If you have any hesitation about doing any of this, excuse me, then go ahead and don't do the postures and consult a trained professional, doctor, physical therapist, or yoga teacher who can get more personal with you. So trust your instincts. You are your best compass. You know where you stand, and the intention behind these videos is so that you can do this at home on your own. These are beginners videos. This is a beginner's practice I developed for myself to do at home. I don't really, I'm in a transitional period where I'm spending a lot of time by myself, and so I don't have time or money to get to classes, and so I'm going to I'm going to share this with you so you can do it at home. Here's my certificate that shows I have my training in hot yoga. What's up? 324.55 logged hours. Okay, so and that's the logged hours. I've practiced lots of yoga in the past 10 years, but I am by no means an expert. But I do know my body well enough to know what works for me and what doesn't. So please trust yourself and trust your instincts, okay? If your body says, no, I don't want to do this posture, then don't do it, okay? There are variations that you can take, and there are things that you can do to help yourself, okay? And still get the benefits of the posture. So you know this already because I've been talking about this through these videos. So please go back, watch it from the beginning. Comment, like, subscribe, question, share. So in the previous, excuse me. Actually, I should drink coffee. That helps with asthma. In the previous video, so does black tea. Black tea helps with asthma too. I just showed you what the warm-up series looks like in silence in the last video, and I started getting into what pranayama breath is about, and then I left off at forward fold. Excuse me, I have to adjust this video. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just show you what the postures look like from segment 1. Okay, forward fold, and you already saw this. Okay, forward fold. You can do a forward fold with your arms over your head. That's a little bit more challenging because your hands give you more weight. Just make sure that your back stays flat and that your stomach, you don't want to, you just make sure that your back stays flat and that your stomach stays engaged when you're moving from here to here. You can also have your hands in prayer and you can move from here. This makes it a lot easier, but still keep your stomach engaged and your legs engaged and have a flat back. Move with caution, like you're moving through jello, you know. Don't just fall through the air, you know. You don't need to fall. You already have the ground holding you, so, which we're very thankful for. So forward fold looks like that, also known as Padahastasana, and getting to forward fold, you go from either here to there and here to there. Bam, you're in forward fold now. And then halfway lift is this, okay? And then forward fold. And that's a transition, okay? Because from forward fold, we're going to move into downward dog. And use downward dog to like open up your backside body. The first downward dog you do in a class, always just like, you know, look left or right, stretch out your legs, just really, and this helps you get to plank because you can tell you're in a good stance in downward dog if when you go into plank, your shoulders are directly above your wrist. Do you see that? Okay? So, and when you're in plank, there's none of this going on. Though it feels really good and this is a posture, the plank is working on your abdominal strength. And pushing through your heels helps. You know, use your legs to help hold you up. Okay, it's not all upper body. And by flexing your abdominals, you are, it also helps you with just kind of being there. It's not so strenuous or heavy. Okay, downward dog is always a good place to go because it's a good rejuvenation place, and like it helps realign you from, and you know, open you back up and open back up your side body. Okay, this is called Ardha Mukha Svanasana, I believe. And so from downward dog, we go into the plank, and from plank we do chaturanga, and chaturanga is where we barely drop to the ground, and this couch is right for my headbutt, and you push through into, and if you have a lot of upper body strength, you're really bending your arms during this. This is very challenging for me. I have a lot of I have strong legs, but I have weak shoulders, I guess. Okay, so you really keep your, I'll show you from this position, okay? You really keep your elbows, when you're pushing through, in at your sides, okay? So you're not, this is Chaturanga Dandasana, okay? You go from plank and you start doing a push-up, but instead of having your arms go out, and you can also drop your knees to the ground too if it's too much and push through, you know, and just work on that motion, of what the motion feels like to push through. But you don't want your elbows going out. You want them staying into your ribs, pushing through, using your shoulders to push through. And as you can see, the only parts of my body that's on the ground are the palms of my hands and pretty much the tops of my feet. And at the end of Chaturanga Dandasana, where you end up in upward facing dog, okay? So in upward facing dog, our toes the tops of our feet are on the ground, okay? And to get out of that and into downward dog, we curl our toes over, and we're the leader in this, the leading part of your body in this are your hips. Your hips are pulling you up into the sky and into downward dog, okay? And what we do, so after going from the forward fold to the halfway lift, to the forward fold, we then went into the downward dog, the plank, the chaturanga, upward dog, and then ended in downward dog. And that's one revolution. For more of a challenge, you do that 3 times every time you do this, okay? If you do it 1 time through, you make sure you do the downward dog through the plank, through the upward dog, to the downward dog. You make sure you do that 3 times. I don't know, it's fun to, it's a circle, circling. Okay, so, and once you do that 3 times, then you end in downward facing dog, okay? And you're in downward facing dog, and we now need to move from downward facing dog back to standing, okay? And so you have the option of what we say is through, because in downward dog you're kind of looking more towards your feet. Your neck is more or less like neutral still. So from getting to downward dog to standing, you look at the space between your hands where your palms are, and that's where you're going to try, that's where your toes are going to get to. Your toes are going to be in line with your thumbs, okay? You can either just, you know, step there, or you can hop there, okay? Just a simple hop, okay? And then just get up, okay? And then that's how you get from the downward dog to the forward fold. Halfway lift, just to give your lower back a break, and then forward fold. And now, the forward fold is known as Padahastasana. Now, we're going to do Padahastasana variation 2, which is one that I learned in hot yoga. Okay, what we do in this one is, after doing the halfway lift, remember this is where we're going back up to standing. After we do the halfway lift, we then go back down, we let our head hang, bend our knees a lot. You know, notice this contact between my upper body and my legs, my torso and my legs. Okay? And bend your knees a lot and take your hands and step on the back of your heels with your fingers, okay? Now you're grabbing on your heels like you're trying to pick yourself up off the ground, right? So you're holding the backs of your heels and use that grip that you have. That grip is going to help you to lift your hips into the air in this process, in this posture. So as you pull on your heels, you pull on your heels and you lift your hips in the sky. And eventually you're going to have straight legs. Staying right here is just fine. But just make sure that you're relaxing your head, okay? Shake your head out, yes and no, and let the weight of your head pull on your spine. This is Padahastasana, okay? And as your head is pulling on the spine, your upper spine, bring your forehead into your shins and try to lift your hips into the sky at the same time. Now notice where my shoulders are. Right now my shoulders are by my ears. Okay? And all the while, you're wrapping your arms around your legs, okay? You are wrapping your arms, your elbows behind your calves. Okay? And when you come up for things like that, you make sure that you engage your core. I need to come up because I have a lot of blood going to my head. Exhaling helps to get rid of lightheadedness. We're getting up from the floor. After completing Padahastasana, we're all tied up, we're all scrunched in. The more you tuck your chin in that Padahastasana, the better. And then just make sure you slowly release it. You come out of it, bring your hands together at your heart center, engage your core, and inhale yourself back up, and then exhale, your arms down by your side. I'll do that from this perspective. Okay, so we just release from Padahastasana, come back up, and this is known as Tadasana, mountain pose. And we say we end in Tadasana. In the actual, in the practice where I'm not stopping video to video, Tadasana also can be this. And I'm going from here to here and moving and doing stuff. So this is Tadasana. This is also Tadasana. It could be tree because I think that this is tree. So you'll hear a lot of different names for postures, but I'm going to try to keep it simple. So this is Tadasana. Okay? And that's the end of the segment 1, the warm-up segment. Repeat that 3 times before we go on to the second segment in the series, which is where we align our brains with our bodies, okay? So I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for hanging out! Let me just make sure that if there's anything else I need to say. Drink your water. take a break if you need to. Make sure you're taking notes. Now you can go back through this video and do the postures with me and start, getting acclimated. And so, good for you for doing this, and thank you for letting me be your guide along this journey, this yoga journey. And again, my name is Chelsey. Namaste.